She saw some movement in her peripheral vision before a body suddenly tackled her hard into the ground. She fully expected to hear and feel the tearing of her flesh, but saw it was a young boy. This boy seemed to be 13 years old. He had long black hair with patches of brown in random places, earrings on the top part of his left ear. He seemed in panic, yet with alert and weary eyes as he glanced at Kimarya, before looking back at a gigantic shadow pushing between trees. This new creature was running on all fours, wolf-like appearance with very long and mangy hair on its back, round ears, and an all-black snout. It was a gigantic hyena thundering out of the brush. This hyena, after ambling out, immediately raised its head. It was roughly 7 feet tall when it had its head raised and with a body over 10 feet long. It advanced at a slow pace, making a very threatening, low growling noise that seemed to shake the very air. So strong she could feel it in her lungs, like when the bass from a large speaker is so strong it shakes your innards. That low-frequency sound reverberating through their body and organs, followed by fierce grunting. This hyena looked at its prey and the newfound presence next to it. The hyena had several nasty cuts on its front legs and sides, but it still powerfully stalked closer to its prey. It continued to do so before its low growl suddenly became shrill, whining as it realized the murder crow hovering unfazed in the sky. Its eyes widened before it immediately turned tail and bolted at a speed that didn't match its lumbering body, and dove right back into the brush. It was almost gone before a massive body crashed on top of it. The murder crow. You could hear the hyena's muffled and miserable yelping as its head was brutally smashed into the ground by that massive force. They watched, unable to look away. It was like a macabre-like art. The murder crow's head went up, beak pointing down. The world seemed to stop for a moment before its beak fell furiously towards the soft spot of the hyena's neck. It slammed down like an evil meteor into its bulging artery in that neck. Blood burst out like an unending stream soaking the crow. Its scream intensified for several seconds before it got halted by a second peck of that beak at the base of its skull. It was like an evil hammer slamming through rotten wood. The murder crow turned around, brandishing its massive wing in their direction. It threw 6 black, glinting feathers at the two of them. Their inexperience made them unable to make use of the crow's distraction to escape while the crow butchered the gigantic hyena. They were even less capable of blocking or dodging this fearsome attack. The boy stepped forward with a serious expression. Knowing fully well that he didn't have the ability to dodge, the air around him started vibrating as a massive shape formed around him. A fearsome snout materialized first, followed by 2 burly front paws that frantically swiped at the feathers that flew towards them like furious black stars. It blocked 4 of them before the remaining 2 pierced deeply into the not yet fully formed body with shining yellow eyes. Amazingly, it looked just like the hyena. The remaining 2 feathers crushed through the hyena form, making the boy fall backwards. Dark blood started to escape from his mouth and nose from the backlash of the defeat of his ancestral spirit guardian form. It was after the hyena's death that he finally unlocked the last barrier in the conquering of its essence and could materialize its form as his very own ancestral spirit guardian. The murder crow was already in the air once more as it rapidly closed in on its 2 remaining prey. They would both make impressive additions to its cacophony of death. The boy got up, took something out of his pouch, and with a ferocious expression swallowed it. The surrounding wind picked up and vibrated much harder than before as he made several rushed hand signs. He was trying to do another forceful ancestral guardian spirit transformation. He wanted to do the same thing he did to the hyena to the murder crow. A booming sound came from his body, and the crow's eyes dimmed and grew unfocused. This change only lasted a measly second before being shaken off by that vicious bird. The boy's face immediately showed his alarm, panic, and disappointment. Knowing that what he did should have stunned it for a minute, long enough to attack it like he did to the bestial hyena, his original plan before all of this was to use this second pill to take more of the essence of the bestial hyena and finish it off before he changed his mind, as he saw the escaping Kimarya and tried to drag his troubles to her and get her help to not waste that precious second pill. Unfortunately, he didn't see that she was being hunted. Not only that, but it was a freaking murder crow.